Hey everybody, welcome to say it again. Welcome to Bass Ackwards Acres. I have to say it that exact pace or I get it all twisted up. It's a tongue twister. But anyway, this is the real deal here. So what I'm gonna make tonight, last week I made the cauliflower casserole. I have eaten that every night this week. Just that. That was my supper. And then I had a sugar-free hot cocoa. But tonight I'm making a yellow squash and zucchini casserole with onions and thyme and real butter and this beautiful creamy Fontina cheese. So to get started, I've got butter melting about a tablespoon in my big fry pan. And I've thinly sliced a large onion. I'm gonna get that in there. And we're gonna let those caramelize, the onions. I'm also gonna put a tablespoon and a half of my thyme in there. I have fresh thyme. I'm gonna go kind of light on it because I'm kind of weird about thyme. I don't like a whole lot of it, and I probably won't even use all that the recipe calls for because I just don't like that much. So anyway, I'm gonna get to cooking these onions, and then I'm gonna get my 2-quart pan out and I'm gonna butter that and we'll start to layer in. Yum! Okay, so I've taken a small zucchini and I've sliced it in thin slices. I only used free-handed. I didn't use my mandolin. I'm gonna get them in a bowl. And then I did the same thing with my yellow squash. I sliced it thinly. What I wanna do is I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of olive oil to that. Then I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of coarse salt. I'm using kosher salt. Same thing. And then we're gonna take a spoon and we are just gonna stir this all up. I will show it to you and get it stirred up. It's just so colorful and beautiful, and it's gonna taste so great with all these other ingredients we're adding to it. It's gonna be beautiful. So it just pretty much, let's put the thyme in. I'm gonna put part of the thyme in here. And I'm not gonna use about a teaspoon of that thyme. I just don't like a lot of it, like I said. I'm gonna get that in there, mixed around. Beautiful. Let me show it to you. Doesn't that look great? So fresh and healthy. And I can't wait to start layering it in the pan. So, caramelizing onions, it takes about 10 minutes. I'm good with where mine are at right there. They smell magnificent. I have buttered about a 2-quart baking pan, and I have my oven preheated to 375. So I'm gonna put this onion all in the bottom of my 2-quart baking pan, spread it around to get in all areas. Depending on the size of your onion. Mine, I used the biggest one I had, but it was not the biggest onion I've ever seen. So, you just never know, right? But there's no way this is gonna taste bad. All right, so I'm gonna take this off the burner because I don't want it to keep cooking. Now we're gonna start some layers. We are gonna take our zucchini and yellow squash mixture, and we're gonna put half of it over the onion. We're just gonna make a layer. I'm not gonna put it in rows and all of that stuff. I'm just gonna put it around in the pan. This is something that I can eat the rest of the week probably. Smells so good in here. right. I got really cold last night. I woke up and I put the heat on in the house. I don't know what the temperature was, but like today it's warmer outside than it is in here, and my house holds a lot of the temperature real well. So I have 2 medium tomatoes. I've sliced them really thin. I'm gonna put half of that over the layer of squashes. And I've left them on a plate so they can kind of drain, so they won't be quite as wet. Oh my goodness, those onions smell good. Goodness gracious. I love onion. Okay, so that's a layer of that. Now we're gonna put half of our Fontina cheese. I have 2 cups, so I'm gonna put about a cup on this layer. And I couldn't get this at the regular, in the regular grocery section for cheeses. Now, I don't know about Aldi's because I didn't go to Aldi's this week. They usually have all kinds of great cheeses, so they probably have Fontina cheese there. I kind of paid through the nose for this because I went to a fancier grocery store. Okay, so I finished that cheese layer. Now I'm going to add the rest of the squash over the top of that. I love tomatoes baked. I love baked tomatoes. I have a really easy baked chicken breast recipe that I haven't showed you yet that I want to. Eventually we will. Okay, we got this all layered. The second layer of squash. Yum. Now we're going to do the tomato again. The other half of that. I'm going to kind of spread those out so I know I've got some everywhere. Right there. A little bit back here. Okay, yum. Now we're going to do the rest of the cheese. Now you don't cover this, you just, oops. I'm sprinkling cheese on the floor. Did you see that? Too bad I don't have a pooch. And Pimmy was in for a little while, but then she went back outside. So my oven is preheated. I'm excited about that. And this I think stays in for 50 to 60 minutes, but I'm gonna check it every once in a while just to be sure. Now, it says to use a 1/4 cup of breading, but I don't like to use a lot. So I am just gonna sprinkle what looks good to me. I don't want like a bunch of piles or anything on there. I just want it to be thinly breaded. That's good enough. Okay, in the oven it goes, and we'll be back to check it in 50 minutes. Okay, everybody, well, I've been outside watching those turkeys that I saw earlier today, and there are 10 of them, and they walked all around our front pasture, and they got to the corner by our gate, and I thought, well, how are they going to get out of there? They took turns, and they jumped up on the wood gate and then jumped down on the other side of it. They're so cute. But anyway, so this, I think it's done. It's ready to come out of the oven, this delicious squash casserole. It's bubbling like crazy and it looks amazing. Let me show it to you. Unplug that phone. It's still bubbling a lot. Yummy. So I'm gonna try to get a little bite of this so we can taste it. Okay. It smells amazing though. Let's see what I can do here. See if I can get a little bit. Whoa, it's hot. Whoa. We have some of the squash. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yummy. Okay, so I don't know if it needs it, but I like to salt things. So I will probably put salt on this beautiful, fresh squash casserole. Look at this. Yum-y. Okay. Let's see here. I am scared to death to put this in my mouth. Look at the steam. Can you see it in the... Let's try just blowing on it a while and maybe it'll quit burning. Mmm. That is delicious. Oh my goodness. I just want to eat more. Let me have another piece. Mmm. Mmm. Perfect. And you know what? That looks good enough to eat.